the good season is very brief. It's very short. 3 activities always in the single person. You are agriculture, peasant. Come si dice with the cows is the
farmer. Yeah, how do you call
farmer.
it? Farmer. Yeah.
And the trees.
Oh, wood. Then yeah.
You have 3 activities. In the spring, they go up to the middle station. You have a house in the middle station.
Like 1,200 meters.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in dritto, not okay. And it goes, and it is the first station. In the summer, they go to the Alps, and in one Alp, you can have 1, 2, 3 level.
Yeah.
Going always up when the season is good.
The Alps start 1,800, 1,500.
It depends
on which side.
It depends,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
What side, what valley, what position.
Yeah.
And when the cows are in the Alps, the peasant go down and cut the grass in the valley. When the winter comes, the hay in the stations are transported down with the slita. Here is lesa. You can find in many houses big lesa for the transport to hay, rocks, wood.
Yeah.
Because in the winter with the snow, you can go down without problems.
Yeah, snow makes it easy.
Yes. Also, a difference between house in which you live. When the house is for living, you have a chimney inside, a place for the animals, and the place to transform the milk in butter, cheese, etc.
I have 2 houses, so you think one is for living and the other one was for the animals?
You have a principal house in the valley, or in the good situation.
Yeah.
For live in the winter.
Right.
Is a big.
So always 2 houses people usually have.
2 or 3. The Montanaro, the mountain man, is always in movement. Is a local migration.
Yeah.
Always in movement, goes down. In some part of the Alps, the people lived with animals in the same space, working because it was hot. It's very strange.
What is that?
This is Sembera. You can see here the people live. Here is the place of the animals.
Right. Close.
The same
space.
Same space. A part for the humans and part for the animals. And also in the summer, the family move with the men.
They come with them.
Yes,
right.
yes. And this is the reason, because you have not this kind. How do you say is it? Mobile.
Like a wardrobe?
Yeah.
That thing?
But this kind of for to
small
move.
boxes to move things up. Yeah. People live simple. I think. Small stuff.
This is a reach, and the movement.
Yeah.
Up, down, up is a basis of the life in the mountain.
I'm always watching these few houses over there. There's some terraces in some very old houses. I've never seen people there. I don't think anyone lives there. Right there in the middle. I'm gonna go for a hike, see what it is. These houses were so small. But that's all for heating, I think. It's the same why I made my inner cabin so small. It's just easy. If you build a fire in here, it's easier to heat without windows even than a bigger space. Wow. That table. It's beautiful. So this must be a so-called middle station, what Daniele was talking about. This is it as high as my place? Yeah, it's about 1200 meters. So they would be here in spring. Even in winter, this is a sunny spot because it's southeast. No, more east than south. So you got the sunrise here. And yeah, from here they would go up to the Alps with the cows in summer. It's an adventurous life. People don't want that anymore. People want to live in the cities, being comfortable all the time. Nobody's living in here. It's only sometimes a holiday house. People come here for a barbecue in summer. They go back to the city. This must be where they take the stones for the roof. Because you can see they've been chipping away here. Those big flat stones. Wow. Fascinating, eh? I think there were about 10 families could live there. It's an entire village. It's more than I thought. And everywhere in these mountains are these little townships and just a few houses. People were living, like 100 years ago, people were living everywhere here. Because all they need was water and just some pasture to grow their food and keep their animals. Now nobody lives here anymore. Because we need electricity, we need Wi-Fi, we need supermarkets because we don't know how to grow our food, and it's all easier. Myself included. I'm coming from there as well. I don't know how to grow my food either. I have to learn all these kind of things also. But it's interesting, these beautiful places, and also accessibility by car, you know. And many of those places you could only get there by walking. People have their donkey and their horse. But if you don't need all these luxuries, you can live in these places. Yeah, it's fascinating. This is able to charge up the batteries with 15 amps. So this will be hooked up to the generator, and then I will connect this to the batteries. So when the generator is on, I'll probably switch everything to the generator, so it's not using the batteries. So when the generator is on, I have double power charging the batteries and at the same time powering the home. See if we can make that connection. That's probably the most efficient way of connecting this. Ja, natuurlijk. So that's great. It charged about 14 amps when it was 89%. So the battery, so it does what it promises. So on a day like this, when there's no sun, I can charge the batteries with this. Nice. Alright, I'm gonna finish this and then it's done. I just came back from town. It was a big storm today, or just a lot of wind, and the solar panels, two of them, they flew off. I got a message from Johannes, and yeah, you can hear it, you know, going through the forest, the wind. This landscape really makes you humble. You know, every day I'm enjoying these views, this beautiful, beautiful landscape. But sometimes it takes something of you, you don't have control. I was actually attaching the solar panels today, this morning, with pieces of steel. But I didn't have enough, so I had to go to town. And but I was too late. I don't think anything is really damaged. Maybe one connector broke, I'm not sure, I haven't really looked at it. I'm just gonna leave it flat until the wind is gone. But that's life in the mountain, you know. Nature takes and gives. Mostly gives.